So today I have our teen volunteers working on historic soap carving. So that was a craft that was done in the 1860s, and they all have little bars of soap and some wood carving tools, and they're carving different shapes, flowers. One of them's carving a frog, just different things that they find interesting into the bars of soap. So in the 1860s, they made soap out of lye and animal fat, and basically lye was made out of wood ash. So anything that came out of your wood-burning stove, you could use those ashes, boil them down, and that would be lye. Then you would mix that lye with water, and then that lye water was actually really caustic, so they would do this process outside because it was very dangerous to do it inside. The fumes are dangerous to breathe. And they would then render animal fat into a boiled down substance, mix the two together until it was basically kind of like pudding, and then they'd leave it in a mold for 24 hours, and then that would be their soap. The lye and the animal fat, when they react to each other, actually take that dangerous chemical out of the equation, and it makes it safer for your skin. And they would use it for bathing, washing laundry, and washing dishes. So in the 1860s, there wasn't a lot to do around your house. I mean, they didn't have TV, they didn't have video games. So they would do crafts like this to pass the time on days when it was like this. So the good thing is you wouldn't waste anything. All the shavings that came off of the soap could be re-melted down, put back into a mold, and continued to be used. But it was an activity just to make your soap look nice, because you'd usually leave it out. It would be in a bowl in your kitchen for washing dishes, outside in a wash basin for washing your clothes, or in a basin for washing yourself. And making it into the fun little shapes was just a way to pass time and kind of beautify this thing that was a necessity. You know, soap was something you could go to the store and buy at this time, but it was very, very expensive. So most people would make it themselves, especially out here on the prairie, because the store was 9 miles away, it was hard to get to, it was expensive to get to the store. So having soap was kind of a luxury, and you had to make it yourself a lot of the time. So when visitors come and they see the kids carving the soap, and working on talking about soap making and the history of soap, I want them to kind of realize that even though the 1860s weren't that long ago, soap is really a modern luxury that we have access to. So one thing is we're open Tuesday through Saturday to the public during the summer. During the school year, we're not open Tuesday through Friday to the public. We're only open on Saturdays. So the public gets more opportunity to come out here and engage with the sites, with the history out here. And I have teen volunteers every day during the summer doing some project like this. And if they're not doing the official hands-on history project, they're working on other historic crafts at all 4 of the houses. So there's always something to see, always something to do. Usually there's something that you can get your hands on and actually do, because the guests are allowed to participate in these activities. That's why it's hands-on history. You get to do the thing. I do all the research for these historic programs that the kids are doing. It's taken me since January to get all the programming done, because it's 9 different programs over the summer. And it was actually really interesting to learn that soap has been around since ancient Sumeria, but it wasn't ever used for bathing until the Roman times. Before then, it was only used for washing wool to be made into clothes. They weren't even washing their clothes with soap. They were just washing the wool before they made it into clothes. And all the research that I do for this program all summer, I always learn so much, and it's great for me to be able to impart that to the teen volunteers whenever they come out.